Give me a minute. We're going to go live in 5 seconds. So everyone give me your best face. To the people connected through Zoom, you're also welcome to share this information with your family and friends. We are going live in Facebook. You can go to Onda Wow, ONDAUAO, and connect to the live video there. Perfect. Who's sharing their screen? Mark, I'm going to turn off your video. Thank you. 1 second, guys. Alejandra, Valerie, and Andres start talking about our topic today and what are going to be the instructions while I get this solved. You have to activate your, oh, hold on. I'm going to activate your microphones. Excuse me. Okay, Valerie is up.
Hi.
Alejandra is ready.
Yeah.
And Andres, 1 second. Where is Andres? Here. There. Okay, you can start talking while I get this solved.
All right. Hey, guys. The topic for today is hands to the kitchen, homemade food. The objective is to immerse ourselves in the world of home cooking.
And hi, we are today. We are with Valerie, Andres, Diana as our conductor, and me, Alejandra. So, what is the question of the day?
We want to ask you guys the question of the day. We want to know what is your favorite food. So you can write your answer in chat. We're gonna begin. Meanwhile, Alejandra, what is your favorite food?
I think I really loved ajiaco. Yeah. And we also want to know what is your favorite food and if you like to cook it or you just go to a restaurant or something. And we're going to introduce you to the words of the day. that we're going to include a lot during this program. So the first one is groceries. That means the food and other items that you buy in a food store or supermarket.
Recipes is a list of ingredients and instructions on how to prepare and cook food.
Also season, which is a really important thing when you're cooking, that is to give flavor to your food by adding salts or herbs or spices. That way, in order to, the food you're gonna eat to taste delicious.
Culinary is another one that it means a special cooking technique of a person or a country.
And tasty, that is food that has a strong and very pleasant flavor. So, when you like something, it may be tasty. So we're gonna read some of the answers in the chat. We have Rocio Villanueva says she loves pizza. I think we can all agree on that. Pizza is delicious.
Yeah, indeed. And also pasta, because Isabela Salazar said that pasta, that she loves pasta.
Also, Valentina Gonzalez says she loves salchipapa and she likes to prepare it. That's pretty good. I also like salchipapa. My favorite is one that they prepare here in Buga, where I live. And it's like a huge thing, really cheap, like 8,000 pesos. So it's amazing. It's like four people can eat them. It's really cheap.
That's so great. And also it's so curious how all these salchipapas, like for example in Cali, are kind of different. Like you recognize them. That's pretty cool. I never heard of someone like that really like to cook salchipapa. Interesting.
So Valerie, how about you? What's your favorite food?
So guys, sorry to interrupt. We are live now in Facebook, so that we can go ahead and greet everybody again. Hello, everybody. Thank you for connecting. Wow Speaks English. Our partners, we're talking about today's topic, which is hands in the kitchen, homemade cooking while being in quarantine. Remember that any participation, you can do it through the comments in the Facebook Live transmission, or in the people that are connected through Zoom. They can also make the comments, answer the questions, and interact with the conductors there through the comments. So I would like to introduce the team today. Co-conducting, we have Alejandra Hernandez.
Hi.
Okay, we also have Valerie Perafan and Andres Rivero. Okay, guys, so I have a question for everybody. Are you eating? Oh, I have to activate your microphones again. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm back.
There, you're back. Valerie is back. And oh, Andres was okay. So everybody's able to speak?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'd like to ask you, are you eating too much or are you eating too little?
I think I'm eating like the 3 meals of the day. I think I'm eating good. And what about you?
What about me?
No, I mean, yeah, all of you, Valerie, Andres.
Okay, well, in my case, I'm technically eating more than I'm used to because in Cali I live by myself. So I cook like really small things. But here, since I'm with my family, they cook for all of us four. So and they cook a little bit more, so I repeat a lot. Maybe I'm getting fat, I don't know, but yeah, at least I'm eating.
Are
I
you
am.
trying your jeans every day? Because pajamas can be deceiving. Pajamas are really loose. So you try them on and I mean they fit perfectly every day. What about jeans?
Have to
I
try,
think
I guess.
I haven't wear jeans since we enter like to quarantine.
Same. I haven't worn
I
my
don't
normal
know.
clothes in so long. There's my morning pajamas and my night pajamas. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Well, guys, once in a while it's a good idea to try on like normal clothes because you'll be surprised trying on your jeans and you'll see, oh my God, I'm gaining weight or I'm okay. Because like I said, pajamas could be deceiving. We want to thank Alejandro Rada, who's connected right now in Facebook. Hello, Alejandro. Thank you for connecting. And today also through Zoom, we have teacher Mark Botero's group connected. Hello to teacher Mark, teacher Rocio, and everybody who's connected with us right now. Remember that you can say your comments, whatever message you want to give through our chat, either in Facebook or here in Zoom. So Valerie, you were going to tell us, are you eating too much, too little, or you think that you're okay?
Well, I think I'm okay. I've been trying to keep like a routine. So let's say I eat little snacks or healthy instead of like when I'm all day in the university. I tend to eat like chips and stuff like that.
Okay, and what about Andres?
Well, here right now, my family has started to buy in a lot of candy, like chocorramos or chocolatinas. I'm eating that out a lot also, and also a lot of Milo because Milo is delicious.
Okay. All right. So we want to invite everyone to follow us on Instagram as Emisora Onda Wow. Actually, as Wow Speaks English. To follow the Onda Wow account in Facebook. To also follow our Facebook account as Wow Speaks English. And to subscribe to our YouTube channel as youtube.com/Onda Wow. So Valerie, tell us what are the words of the day?
Oh, we ready? We're gonna repeat
Yes, let's
the words
repeat
of
them
the
very
day.
quickly.
Very well. So one of the words of the day is groceries. The food or other item that you buy in a food store or a supermarket.
The other word of the day is recipe. That is a list of ingredients and instructions on how to prepare and cook food.
Also, like I was saying, season is to give flavor to the food by adding salt, herbs, or spices, which is a really important thing to do when you're cooking. So take that into account.
Culinary, a special cooking technique of a person or a country.
Also, tasty, food that has a strong and very pleasant flavor.
All right. Okay, guys. So, what is the objective of today's program?
The
The
objective is to immerse ourselves in the world of home cooking.
Okay, and definitely we want to share with everybody some tips on maybe how to eat smarter, because nowadays it is not easy to go to the supermarket. It is not easy to just go to the corner store and buy whatever food you need. You have to wait for your turn, because there are days for you to go out and stuff, right? So we want to share with you maybe intelligent strategies to use whatever ingredients you have at home to cooking something interesting, something yummy, so that you don't get bored of doing the same things every day, or you don't use all your groceries in a week.
Yeah, and also like to explore the fun side of cooking at home and like all the possibilities that you have.
Okay, great. So Andres has a question for us, right? Like, what do we prefer?
Well, the question of the day.
Um, I think like we could ask ourselves, if we were in a normal situation, what would you prefer? Going out and eating
Okay.
out in restaurant or cooking at home? What do you think, Valerie?
Well, I like cooking. I prefer going out just because I tend to be very busy. So I prefer going out.
Okay. What about Aleja?
Mm, I think I like more cooking, but because I don't know, it's because I think that sometimes the food that you get outside, you don't really know if it's going to be like good for your body, and it happens to me a lot that sometimes I don't know, I get sick or something, so I prefer to carry my food. And Andres?
Me, well, I prefer to cook at home mainly because I don't like spending a lot of money on buying things outside, and also, well, since I live in Cali, like a new skill I can learn, and it's really fun. It's really cool to try new things and to taste them and to learn new recipes. Also, when I learn something new and I come here to my house in Buga, I like to cook for my family, and I also like the way they react to the food, regardless if they liked it or not. It's really nice to like practice all new things, you know. So I prefer cooking instead.
Okay. Brainer Adolfo Riascos has a question. He says, I have an important question. A cookie is best with a spark of chocolate or without the spark? What do you guys think?
With chocolate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
100%.
chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yeah,
Chocolate,
otherwise it's like nothing, just a cookie. Like, I don't know.
chocolate is the way to go, Brainer.
Yeah, of course.
Mark Botero says that without the chocolate, but I
Oh,
mean,
what?
it depends. And are you trying to eat less sugar, or you don't care about the sugar? That is a question that you must ask yourself, Brainer. Okay, Mark says cookie and milk is the golden ticket. Yes, that's the best.
Yes,
That's the best combination, definitely.
yes, I agree with that.
Okay, well, I have to confess the question that we were talking about, either going out or cooking at home. Before, I didn't used to cook as much because it's only my husband and I. So maybe sometimes we get lazy for cooking just for the both of us. But since the quarantine, we have discovered that we're really good cooks, that we have discovered delicious recipes, easy recipes with few ingredients, and that it has been much healthier for us than eating at a restaurants. Because usually, I don't know, are there many restaurants where you can eat really healthy, or most of the time when you go out to restaurants, you eat junk food? What's your situation?
Yeah,
Well,
I think when you go out is it's more likely like to you for it, but I I think you get like that desire. Maybe if you are with friends or with family, you want like something different, and there's like therefore you end up eating those kind of things.
Yes. Yeah, but I think there's also a lot of options that people don't really know of healthy food.
Yeah, that's true.
Also,
And
like the thing about fast food, and also that is cheaper than like healthy food. So that's, I think that's another factor into, you know, going out and buying fast food. You save money
yeah,
in
I
the
think
store.
saving money is like really an important factor of deciding what are you going to eat. That's really
Yeah,
true.
like if we are comparing like advantages or disadvantages of both, I will say there will be a disadvantage of going out. Well, both some healthy, you're most likely to eat on a fast food restaurant, and because it's cheaper.
Yeah, and but also like what about the other side? Well, cooking at home is like also of time. Don't you think so? Like, don't you feel that it's too much time sometimes?
I think it depends. Well, it depends on what you're cooking and on the recipe, because you can cook like, I don't know, spaghetti, pasta, or whatever in a couple of minutes. And
Yeah,
but also if you like, I don't know, you're preparing like a dessert or something fancy, you could take more time. But you have to take into account as well that if you prepare a lot of food while you're cooking, save that food and eat it later. In that way, you don't have to cook again and you save time.
that's true. But I also think that when you're cooking, like you have to take, yeah, everything. And let's say me, when I tend to order more than cook, because I order it before I get to my house. So when I get there, it's already done, and then I'll have a lot more time to be able to do other stuff and other works.
Okay, so definitely something that we want to share with you today is maybe helping you with your grocery list. Nowadays, we cannot buy a lot of food that is going to go bad very soon. So some of the tips that we want to share with you is what kind of food to buy that is going to last you long and that you can make different combinations with it and you can get creative.
Yes, definitely. Like you're saying, like pasta, you can do so many different recipes with just pasta.
Okay, so yes, definitely. Tuna is a must. Tuna you can make with everything. You can make with pasta, with rice, by itself, with salads. It is a type of food that is going to last you a long time. We also want to hear from an expert that we have in our program today. Can somebody please introduce him?
Oh, Diana, well, I'm going to introduce him fast, but our guest, I don't know if someone of you have seen the Instagram page called ¿Qué comería un vegetariano en Cali? His name is Juan David Gonzalez, and he's already here in the Zoom meeting, so, but he's mute.
Yeah, I activated his microphone now.
Oh, you say?
Okay, hi guys, how are you doing? Let me make a quick correction. Is ¿Qué comería un vegetariano en? That's the
sorry.
channel name. That's the Instagram profile name. Just ¿Qué comería un vegetariano en? Hello.
Okay.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Nice meeting you.
Hello. Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you
for
very
coming.
much for the invitation.
Okay, so we're going to we were talking about our topic of today is home cooking. So like looking at your Instagram and all the things that you do in social networks, we were saying that you could, I don't know, like talk about how do you approach being vegetarian as a fun way, and also like explore that with your page and your post, like inspiring people to cook or to try new places, new food. And so
Okay.
could you tell us more about you, please?
Okay. I think there were like a lot of questions there, but let me spread them a little bit. So first, I'm a vegetarian like 7 or 8 years ago. Before that, I was not a vegetarian, of course. I was like a regular meat eater. But since 7 years ago, I've become a vegetarian. I was the first vegetarian in my family. So that was one of the main reasons why I started my Instagram profile. Basically because first in my family, they didn't know like what do we eat. Like they didn't know if we were going out to dinner. They didn't know where to take me, where like which restaurants can we visit or stuff like that. So that was like a bit of like some rough times, let's say like that way, before, because we were always going to the same place over and over again. So that became like a little bit boring after some time. So, and I was always telling them like, no, we have a lot of options everywhere. Like besides only vegetarian places, we can also go to non-vegetarian restaurants to share a meal together, because there's always something we can eat. So that was like the motivation that led me to start this Instagram profile. First is to show everybody like what and where we can eat, like not only in vegetarian places and not only sharing with vegetarian people, but also we can go to a non-vegetarian restaurant with my father, which is not vegetarian, and still we can both order something for each of us.
And we have some questions here from Jose Marin, and he wants to know, what is the hardest thing trying to be vegetarian?
I think one of the hardest things being a vegetarian is the social pressure. Let's call it that way, because as I was telling you, first in my family, they didn't know what to do with me, let's say it this way. And I don't know, my grandmas, like always grandmas, they are trying to feed you, like they show you their love with food. So it was very hard for them because they didn't know what I was allowed to eat and what I wasn't allowed to eat and stuff like that. So at the beginning, it was hard for my family, my friends, my inner social circle, for them to understand what it was to be a vegetarian. So that's one of the hardest things I think there is for a vegetarian, because I've also received a lot of messages in my Instagram from people having the same issue, not only with their families, but with their boyfriend or girlfriends. I've received a lot of messages, people telling me like, hey, I don't know how to handle this because, I don't know, my girlfriend, she doesn't understand that I'm a vegetarian, or, like stuff like that. Because besides that, like the food thing, like the food problem, let's say, I think, I don't know, if you're really deep into like the options we have in restaurants or at home, I think it's not like a big problem, because we do have a lot of options in Cali or around the world to eat.
And is it like how did you start this initiative, or doing I mean of like projecting your Instagram account to those places? Like, what is the
Okay.
how did you decide to be an influencer?
Okay. So the motivation started, as I told you, like first my family, they didn't know where to go with me to eat. So that was like the first motivation. It was like a personal, like a personal issue that I had. So I wanted to solve that problem, let's say. And I'm a designer, I'm an industrial designer. So every problem that I encounter in life, like I take it like as a project, let's say. So I took this issue as a project, like as a design project where I had to solve this issue for me and for people. So I started to do like vegetarian accounts or vegan accounts in Cali or in Colombia to see what were they doing at the time, like how did they approach this vegetarian lifestyle issue. And I found that in Cali at that time, like 2 years ago when I started, there were no vegetarian, like specifically vegetarian Instagram accounts. So that was a pro for me. I have like an advantage in there. But there were some vegetarian and vegan Instagram profiles in Bogota. But what they did is that they focused only on vegetarian only restaurants or vegetarian only places. So they only went to vegetarian restaurants, or they only shared their meals with vegetarian or vegan people. So that was another problem that I found, that if you're vegetarian, why do you only have to be with vegetarian people, and why do you only have to go to vegetarian places if my whole family is not vegetarian? So I'm not gonna exclude myself from them only because I have a different like a different belief, or I don't know. So that's another problem that I encountered, and I used that like in my favor. So I said like, okay, there's no vegetarian accounts in Cali, so I'm gonna be the first one. And the vegetarian accounts that exist already, they only go to vegetarian places. So I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna look in non-vegetarian places, like what can we eat, because I wanted to share this time with my family, which is not vegetarian, or with my friends, which are not vegetarian. So I didn't want to like exclude myself from them. So that's how it started. Like I started to visiting those places and see like, okay, what I'm gonna eat here. Like if I'm so like that's how it started. I think it was like very like organic. At the beginning, it was just like for fun, like me just showing what I was eating, and then it just started growing, and people and started to have like more attention to my profile, my Instagram profile. So it became like a little bit more renowned. I don't know, let's say like that. And also like it was like in a good timing, let's say, because like at this time the veggie boom, like I don't know, there's like a lot of people like trying to be vegetarian, or at least more conscious of what they eat. So I also had the opportunity to have a interview in El País, in the newspaper. So that also like helped me to grow.
And could you repeat please your account, because we have Valentina that she wants to know the page, the Instagram page.
It's an Instagram account. Is at que comería un vegetariano en. Did you get it?
Yeah, thank you. And also, they want you to write. No, I already wrote it. So we were like, we wanted you to tell us what are like the colors of your post, because you sometimes like that, like those colors. And I mean, I'm a follower, so I kind of understand.
Yeah, so
but that's a really interesting dynamic. So we would like you to share that with us.
Okay, so as I told you, I'm a designer. So before I started this project, like I wanted to try to fill all the future problems like people might have with my account. So I decided to differentiate each post for people when they're scrolling to my website. to my profile. So I have three, like, you know, like my logo is in the right bottom corner of every picture, and I have three different colors for my logo, and each color means something. So one color, like the black one, it means that that's a vegetarian option in a non-vegetarian restaurant. Then the green one is a vegetarian option in a full vegetarian restaurant. And the white one, which is the one that I'm using most lately, is a vegetarian option made at home. So it's like recipes. So with this kind of I don't know, design that I did for each logo color, like it's easier for people when they scroll, so they know like, oh, this is a recipe, or no, this is a restaurant, vegetarian option in a non-vegetarian restaurant, and stuff like that.
Oh,
I also have a Google map. It's not updated. It's been like 3 months since I don't update it, but I also have a Google map that has all the places that where I've been, like in Cali, in Bogota, and around the world. And it has also like the same things. You can differentiate the places with a black logo or with a green logo.
And what would you recommend us to cook in our houses?
Like right now in this thing where we're living right now.
Yes, taking into account the pandemic we're in. Like a
yes,
simple recipe in order for us to cook.
It's nice to have like some recipes where you can share with your families or with the people that you are spending this time with. You know, like, I don't know, let's say like some vegetarian tacos, because tacos is like a very like a sharing kind of recipe, because you can have like the tortillas in one part and all the fillings in different bowls. So you can have like a family taco time where they prepare their tacos as they want to, or pizzas. I also, like, recently I have uploaded a recipe for pizza, because it's also like, you know, like the round shape of a pizza is more likely for people to sit around it and share, like each of us grab one slice, the one that they most like. And I don't like these kind of recipes that encourage us to share around the table. I think they're really good for this time. Also, I have a recipe for tomato soup. It's like a Mexican inspired soup. It can also be very good for sharing, because it's the same. You have the bowl with your tomato soup, and then you have different toppings that you can put inside your soup, and then each of you have like a different version of the soup, but with the same ingredients. So I will suggest to have like some sharing able, I don't know, recipes like the ones I just mentioned.
Okay, thank you. And we can find that in your page, right? In your Instagram account.
Yeah. So you know already, the white logo means the home recipe. So I have the pizza recipe, the Mexican soup recipe. I think I haven't uploaded a taco recipe, but I will do it soon. So yes, try to be creative at home and try to cook something that you can share with your loved ones that you're spending this time with, because I think that's something very important. You know, like, we are isolated from everybody else, but we are not isolated from the people that we are living with. So it's good to spend time with them right now that we can.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. We also have another guest, and we will we want you both to answer some questions as well. The next person we're gonna meet is a close friend of mine, and he studied cuisine in Madrid in a school called Le Cordon Bleu, and he was known in his school because he was really good at desserts. So if Diana, can you help me with the audio of Eduardo Montenegro so we can all mute him?
Eduardo, you are ready. You can turn on your camera as well, please. Okay, that's no problem. Hello there. How are you?
Good, good. How are you? How you doing?
Well, I'm doing very fine, thank you. I am in my house, relaxed with all this going on.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for being here. We have a question. I would like if both of you answer.
Okay.
First, well, for you, Eduardo, why did you decide to study cuisine?
Well, as you know, in my whole life, I always be in the kitchen. Not always have the main chef, but always there. First, as helping my grandmother because she loved to cook all of things, sugar things, meat, spaghetti. She loved to do lasagna. That is my favorite. So the love of cooking is to her because she always teach me, have me clothes, show me things. So yeah, and when you cook, you don't do it for yourself. You do it to the other people. For example, in your birthday, do you remember that tiramisu?
Yes, yes, you gave me a tiramisu for my birthday, and it was delicious.
Well, that's the thing. When I gave it to you and you smile because it was delicious and very good looking, I was like, oh, this make my friend happy. That is very nice, you know.
Yes, yes, I think it's a really good feeling. I think that when the people agree with that, in order, when you share a new recipe or something else with another person, the feeling that they either like it or they try it and prepare it is a really good feeling.
Yeah, because cooking is an art, and like all the arts, it is meant to be shared, not to keep to ourselves. So that is great of cooking.
And
Yes, yes.
what do you think, Juan David, of that? Like, do you get inspired or happy when you share your recipes, like to your followers? Oh, he's mute. Juan David is mute.
Lenita,
Diana?
can you help us with the
Okay.
audio?
Sorry,
Okay.
we didn't listen because you were mute.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So yes, of course, that's the main reason why I share recipes in my profile, because I want my followers and everyone that sees my profile to try them and tell me like their feedback. Like every time someone upload one of the recipes that I shared with them and they tag me, I always ask them like, hey, what do you think about the recipe? Did you like it? What will you change about it? So like that's like one of the biggest satisfactions that you could have, like besides I don't know, like a like or a comment. It's like people like actually trying and cooking the recipes that I share with them.
And what is our next question, Andres?
We will also like to ask you if you yourself have any like inspiration, like if cook or you admire it, or you wanna like learn his like style of cooking. If there's
Uh,
any
Me or
person you admire,
okay.
both of you can answer the
Okay,
question.
okay. You can go first, Eduardo. It's okay.
oh, thank you, Juan. So one person that I really admire is Joel Lebruchon. Is actually the biggest chef in the history because he died like in the 2018, I think. But he was a person that really like the natural flavor of things. Like when you chop cilantro or something, he did it with scissors to conserve the flavor, and that's a really a slow process that takes a lot of time. But for him, it was necessary to achieve the things that he liked to transmit to give to the people. He also was the person that has the most Michelin stars in all his restaurants. He have like 31, I think. in 14 restaurants around the world. So that's really a lot because you only can have 3 per restaurant, and it's very difficult to get. So yes, him.
Oh, that's great. And you, Juan
And
David?
for me, well, there's a book that I really like, which is called Wicked Healthy. It's also like a brand, like a food brand, like a vegan food brand, that two brothers, two chefs created it. I don't remember the names actually, but the book is called Wicked Healthy, and I really like that style because it's like vegetarian food or vegan food seen through like a different concept, because I think like most of us, most of you, what like the first thing that you think about vegetarian food is, I don't know, like salads or like a lot of green leaves and stuff like that. But what these guys do is like they use like a lot of, I don't know, like mushrooms and some other ingredients that when you look at the pictures of the food, you feel like you might think that that's like a real piece of meat, or like you don't you don't you don't think at the beginning that it's a vegetarian dish. So I really like that book. It's called Wicked Healthy because of that, because that's something that I really like to do, like at some point, to show that being a vegetarian is not only eating salads or eating green leaves, that you have like a lot of options that you cannot even imagine that you can prepare with vegetarian or vegan food,
Yeah, and
Can you repeat the
other
name, please?
what?
The name of the book? Can you repeat it?
Yeah, the name of the book, please.
Wicked Healthy. I'm gonna write it down in the chat. I don't know where's the chat.
Yeah, thank you. So if
Yeah,
anyone
please.
in the chat wants to know more about the book, they could do it.
Yeah, and we also have the question that we also did to all the participants in this Zoom meeting. That is, what do you prefer, cooking at your home or going outside?
Me?
Yeah,
There
you
is
want
music.
that is like the question of the day. But
Okay.
we wanted to ask you to Eduardo and also to you, Juan David.
You want to go first, David?
Okay. I don't know. That's a really hard choice to make, but like, of course, I like to cook. I mean, I prefer cooking at home because I can be like as creative as I want to be with the ingredients that I have and everything. But I also enjoy like discovering new things that like at some point later on they will feed my imagination to cook at home. It's like a cycle. Like I like to cook and to try new stuff. Like I don't know, like, hey, I want to try this non-vegetarian dish, but I want to try to make it as a vegetarian dish. So I like to do I like this kind of creativity that I can use in the kitchen. But for that, I also need like inspiration and need to try stuff around the world, and so it's like a mixture of both. But I would say cooking. I prefer cooking.
Okay, and you, Eduardo?
Well, it's true what he said, that going to places is always a good experience because you can learn things, you can watch things, because there's some things that you could never. There are some dishes that you could not imagine for yourself, but you can always look for new things. But it's true that when you cook at home, you have all the time you want, you have all the things you want, you do it whenever you want, and that's a good thing. But thinking of it, I will prefer to go outside because it is easier, it is faster, and it is good to change.
Yeah, like try new stuff. You can find a new restaurant in your town.
Yeah,
Ah,
see,
yes.
And serve new things every day.
yeah, because I think we always go to the same places, so it is good to go to a random place and see what's going on. If you like it, that's good, and if you don't like it, there is something to not go anymore, but it is worth the shot.
Sorry, I was answering some questions in the chat.
Yeah, go for it.
And also, like, I don't know what else. Like, would you like maybe someone of the classroom has like very specific questions and you could answer it? Like, guys, do you have questions for Eduardo or Juan David?
I think there's
like,
I think there's a very specific question in the chat. I was trying to answer, but I think it's kind of like a long answer to write about, which is about the transition. Like someone asked like how to handle the transition, like to going to a meat eater diet to a vegetarian diet. I don't know. Do you want me to answer it here, or should I answer it later in the chat?
No, I think you could answer it here because I think a lot of people it's interesting because you said that you love meat, right? Or you,
Yes,
you love it or you just eat it?
You used to love it.
Before I used to love meat. Of course, I was a regular meat eater guy like 7 or 8 years ago. But this thing about the transitions, like I've read a lot of like theories, let's say, about it. Like, but I really think that like a transition is not necessarily needed. I think the transition is more for you, like for your mind to adapt, like to understand that you're gonna stop eating meat, but like your body itself doesn't really need like a transition. You can't just one day say like, okay, I'm gonna stop eating meat. But I mean, of course, you have to know how to do it. Like stop eating meat or stop eating like animal protein doesn't mean like going to your home and say like, okay, what's there for lunch? Okay, give me whatever you have, but take out the meat. No, it's not like that. You have to substitute this protein or these nutrients that you are lacking with not eating meat, and you have to substitute them with plant protein, like like nuts or legumes. Like there are many protein sources out there, but like really like a transition. I don't know. I think it's more like a mental thing for you to realize that you're gonna stop eating it, but the body itself, I think it doesn't need it.
Okay, my name is Dan.
Oh, the video.
Yeah.
But and what do you think, Eduardo, about like vegetarian meals? Are you vegetarian or like you just?
Oh no, I am herbivora. I don't know how to say about that. I eat meat and vegetables.
Oh, you also like to eat a lot of vegetables?
Yes, they are very healthy. The vegetables and the meat are two things that we need, and if we don't eat one or another, our body will need it. But I think Juan David knows more about this topic than I do, so I just say that.
Okay, guys, I want to thank both of you for joining us today, for being our guest. We want to share maybe a few minutes of a video that we made last week during our spring break or Holy Week vacation. Our team members decided to record some of their favorite recipes, and we put this video together. We hope you like it. You give me your comments and your opinions about it. So let's watch just a few minutes of it, okay?
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, my name is Daniel. I'm from Well Speaks English, and today we are gonna make a green juice to purify your blood. So, for today we are gonna need half a pineapple, celery, cucumber, and a kiwi, and this machine. So I'm gonna start working on the pineapple, and then you will see it. Okay, so we are gonna start with the ingredients. First, the pineapple. So, then the celery. Then the cucumber and orange and kiwi. And here we go. And we turn it off. Then we take our juice and it's ready to drink.
And there's nothing better to enjoy along with it than pop. For those of us who don't have a microwave, all that we're going to need to make some popcorn is going to need. I know them. Then now, let's stop. You guys, my popcorn is ready, and I have to tell you that there's nothing that I love more than that smell. Now.
J'entends chemin, tout ça car je peux, car rien ne gratte.
Okay, guys, so those were some of the things that we made last week. And of course, we're not chefs, we're not experts, but some of them were vegetarian options, right?
There were some very good options in the video, which I really like. I love popcorn, so as soon as I see the popcorns, I want to eat popcorns right now.
Okay, awesome. Okay, guys, we thank you so much for being with us in the program. We want to invite everyone to follow us in Instagram as Wow Speaks English. We transmit live every Wednesday from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. We talk about different topics, especially about current topics or interesting topics.
This program is made by WOW students for the world. And you're also welcome to follow us in Facebook, the same name, WOW Speaks English. And we are usually transmitting, or we're gonna continue transmitting through our radio station, university radio station, Facebook account, on the WOW. So we'll send you all this information. Do we have anything left to say? Alejandra, Andres, Valerie? Yes? 1 second, Aleja.
It's mute.
Yes.
Hi. Yes. No, we wanted to thank you, Eduardo and Juan David, for telling us all these tips. And also, yeah, I think I want to invite all the people. I don't to maybe if they follow you, they can like get more information about all the doubts that they have, right?
Yeah, yes, of course. I'm happy to answer any question you have about anything, either related with vegetarian or just related with cooking or anything like this. So, yes, follow me.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you also, Eduardo, for being here and to share your experience.
My pleasure.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Alejandra, for the invitation. And thank you, the whole class. I don't know.
Thank you. So teacher Mark students, please stay in the room. Teacher Mark students, please stay in the room, and we can say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for all.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Okay. Remember to the participants to write their name in the chat with their codes for the attendance, and you can continue in this chat. I'm going to activate all the sessions, and I'm going to make teacher Mark your host now. There you go. And Mark, there you go. There you go, Mark. All yours.
I have the power.
Yes, you do. Bye.
All right, thanks.